Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nurse New Bully. Me host Leroy, aka Check My Facebook Story, with my co-hosts.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Professorson.
There you go. That sounds like a made-up name. We're gonna go with that. Eli, how'd your team do today?
They did great.
Okay, well that's good. I haven't been keeping up. I not keep up with foosball at all.
And
Glad
the pack
your
lost. AKA fuck the pack. Yeah.
For everybody,
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit when the Vikings lose next week. What matters is the pack lost.
Well, glad your team win. Just in case if anybody else team that lost, just remember the NFL is rigged, except for your team. They play fair. So who do we got? We got somebody
who's in the house.
Jake, what's going on? Yo, Mr. Jake, we've been here. Where you been? Oh shit, we just messing with you. But we had an epic episode last week. Just Jake, just to give you a recap what's going on, because Eli, I think we need to do some house cleaning, some housekeeping or whatever. Okay. So Jake could have missed out previously on the last episode of Comic Book Bullies. We did like this epic 2-hour blowout where we did like our top 10 movies of the year and things like that. You know, we did pretty good. Honestly, Eli, just to pat ourselves on the back to toot our own horns, I think it's one of our better episodes.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, just
it was fun.
Just me personally, just as far as, you know, like engagement. All the matters, we're gonna play Super Bowl in it, and she's my wifey. Get in line, Jake. Get in line. Okay. But just to break that down, I do want to bring in, because I decided to do a little contest on our fan page. And I decided to put on there.
I actually voted for your list.
Yeah, you cheated, Eli. You can't cheat. The integrity of the poll. I don't really care, whatever. But just to post up there, since even though Eli did give me a free point for anything, I didn't vote at all. Who won the poll? Who wins and who eats a cheeseburger? So the drum roll, please. Yeah, that's the rule. Yeah, that's the rule of the podcast. So drum roll, please. Okay, boom. Eli won. I think it's by 9-8. So like, even though he cheated for me, Eli still won. So I appreciate that. So that's pretty good right there. Hold on, let's see what we got here. What do we win?
Leroy, a cheeseburger.
Yeah. You lose I guess you lose, you get to eat a cheeseburger.
You have to eat a cheeseburger from what's a shitty cheeseburger?
So you're gonna name a place that it's not even down here, you know.
Like Sonic, you got Sonics down there?
It's out the way though.
It's out.
Yeah, I gotta drive.
Hardee's, you got Hardee's down there?
Had Hardee's. Is Hardee's even a thing anymore?
There's like one left in this town. Yeah, they're Hardee's.
We had a Hardee's, but they no longer think. Y'all got Carl Jr.'s?
I think that's what Hardee's is now. I think
Okay.
it's a Hardee's Carl's Jr.
Oh, we don't have that either. But
no.
I was just asking.
Or you got to eat something from Taco Bell.
I can do Taco Bell. Okay, that's the rule. That's the rule. Since I lost the poll, I will eat something from Taco Bell. My choice, though.
Okay.
On the next episode. All right. So
like a Mexican pizza with no hands.
That's like some freaky OnlyFans shit. I'm not doing that. But I don't know anybody got fetishes, but yeah.
Jake, Taco Bell I'm gonna have Taco Bell too. Fuck
it. No, you won. You can't have Taco Bell. Okay.
I got a donut. I get it.
From out the way, yeah. But the funny thing is about it, see, even though that we won, what I do love is that our commenters, the people that comment on our post, because on the poll we had some very interesting comments. Who they voted for, neither. And there was no top movies of 22. I had to bleep out Andrew Martin because this is a family show, you know. And people are just saying like there was no good movies in 22. Come on, just because Marvel and DC sucked doesn't mean there were no good movies in 2022. There was plenty of good movies in 2022. Just go back and watch them. And matter of fact, I'm still catching up on some. I still haven't watched The Menu yet, and it just dropped on HBO. That movie She Said dropped on Peacock. I hadn't seen that yet, so I'm still catching up on my 2022 movies, you know.
Yeah, there was a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, he hasn't seen Sonic. So.
Sonic is the greatest movie of all time. Exactly. Real cinema. But anyway. That being said, we're going to pass that. Let's move into it. Like I said, now we're done with 2022. 22 is out of here. Moving towards the future or the present or whatever. 2023 is what we're talking about.
Living in the moment.
We're living in the moment, exactly. We're prisoners of the moment. Because right now we're going to talk about a movie that is coming out soon. I don't know when it's coming. I'm gonna let you talk about it because I don't know when it's coming out. But the movie we're gonna talk about is, let me see if I got this right here. We're gonna
Am I up already? Is this me?
Yeah, you're in there.
Oh, okay.
In there like booty hair. Let's go. All right, so we're talking about Evil Dead Rise trailer, a movie that's coming out, I think this year.
April 21st of this year.
April 21st of this year is coming out.
It was I thought it was supposed to come out last year, but I guess it didn't. So it's coming out this year now.
This
April
decade
21st.
is so screwed up, we can't, predict anything. So yeah. But I'm gonna let you have at it. What you got for me? Like I said, this is the Evil Dead Rise trailer. I know you have notes. So
I do. They dropped the first 2 trailers. One's a regular trailer for the it's a family show, and a red band trailer, which has more gore and swearing and shit.
Right, but nobody cares about the green band. They call the other one the green band trailer.
Yeah,
but no one watches that shit.
Yeah. They dropped the trailer. Finally, we get to see. I am intrigued, but I'm not completely sold. Like, I'm gonna see it. Yeah, I guess I'm sold on it. I'm gonna see it, but I don't know if I'm totally feeling it. Now, let's get this out. I am a huge Evil Dead fan. Evil Dead 2, my favorite movie of all time, horror movie of all time. Top 3: Star Wars, Goodfellas, Evil Dead 2.
You got them ranked, okay?
Yeah. So I'm really old school. I know people go, okay, boomer, blah 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 blah. But no, I saw the trailer. It looks pretty cool. I have one critique about it, and these days, if you critique something, you're called a hater. You know what I mean. People. I've seen a lot of backlash over it. There's people are complaining about the trailer. People are saying, "Oh, you're sexist because it has just women in it," or you're just Bruce Campbell's in it, you hate not in it, so now you don't like it, you hate her, you old boomers, and blah blah blah. It's the same old internet bullshit. You can't have you can't think critically without being called a hater. My main thing is the Deadites, how the look of the Deadites, the makeup, the makeup effects aren't as cool as I would hope them to be, especially, and I'm coming from the old school 80s practical effects, which are really cool. And you figure
at this point, Eli, you should just be glad it's practical effects.
Yeah,
they could have CGI'd this shit up and called it a day.
Well, in this day and age, you figure they can do some really cool practical effects, with today's technology. But these Deadites don't look that creepy. They look like, they got their Halloween makeup at fucking, Party City. You know what I'm saying? They look like the little girl from The Ring. Not very scary. And that's all I got. That's all. I just wish they would look cooler. And that was my main. Well, not my main. I have a lot of shit to bitch about. I'm also not a fan of the 2013 remake, Evil Dead remake. And I know people love that movie. I thought it was just okay. Again, I had issues with how the Deadites looked. I didn't like how the Kandarian demon manifests itself into a spooky chick. There was a bunch of shit. Yeah, it had plenty of gore, and that was all good. Sure, there was some really had its moments, cool gory kill scenes, but it was. I guess I'm getting tired of the whole cabin in the woods thing. Expand the universe, because that's where I'm at. The show expanded the universe. Ash has a daughter now.
Evil Dead. Okay.
Yeah, Ash versus the Evil Dead. Ash has a daughter now. There was a kaiju demon attacking the city in the show. It's awesome, So yeah, that's what I want to see. I mean, this movie, it's like, oh, we're just taking the cabin in the woods and we're putting it in a skyscraper. So it's a cabin in the skyscraper now, and I just want to see something new. And that's my main thing. It looks like it's going to have some cool gory scenes. There's a cheese grater. I'm sure is going to be used to a gnarly degree that I'm looking forward to. But I want something. I don't want to regress. I feel it's
you should be happy. You should be happy that it's rated R though.
I am. Okay. I just don't want it to be stagnant. You know what I mean? And no, I consider Drag Me to Hell to be Evil Dead canon, especially in the seance scene. The goat and that guy, they turn into Deadites. Those are Deadites in Drag Me to Hell. Bruce Campbell is not in that movie, and it's fucking awesome. So, it ain't because of Bruce Campbell not being in this new one. That's not why I'm critiquing it. Also, there's an episode of Creepshow on Shudder. I think I've talked about this. Creepshow is on Shudder. It's a show. And there's an episode where like a Bob Ross type of painter, he ends up fighting Deadites in a TV studio. It turns out he's like an ex-Vietnam vet. He's like all calm and quiet, painting happy little trees at the beginning of the episode. And then Ted Raimi's on the episode. He's reading from the Necronomicon, opens up the portal, and Deadites start attacking. And then the Bob Ross painter, turns out he's an ex-Vietnam War vet, and he starts whooping ass. It's fucking awesome. It's cool as hell. Like the coolest Creepshow episode on that series. So yeah, again, I want to see newer stuff. I don't want to see people stuck in a room and creepy stuff starts happening. I don't want to see Insidious with gore. I don't want Conjuring with gore. Evil Dead has its own identity. It's very gory. That is the first ingredient. But it's also very campy and a lot of very dark humor and wild and wacky. And the 2013 remake, that was just a same old haunted house flick that we've seen a bunch of times. Like I said,
we just lost a listener.
2013.
Sorry, Jake.
I humbly disagree. I will say this: the very beginning, the opening scene of the Evil Dead remake was fucking awesome. Where that girl is chained up in the redneck shack. And the dad comes and he's like, "Daddy, help me. These guys kidnapped me, blah, 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 blah. Help me. And he's like, "Oh, no, you killed mom. Don't you remember killing your mom?" And I'll swallow. That scene was fucking awesome. I was like, yes, more of that. More of stuff I haven't seen before. But no, the remake just went back to the same old cabin in the woods. And a girl is quitting her addiction, and that's the emo horror. I can't stand the emo. Yeah, that's like a cliche now. If somebody goes into the woods because they're quitting an addiction, or they just broke up with somebody, or they're mourning a loss, a death, or some shit. They go out somewhere and spooky shit starts happening. That's like a cliche now in this emo horror A24 shit. Can't stand it. Getting sick of it. And Evil Dead, that remake was like one of the starting of it. But
yeah, you make it sound like it started 2020 pandemic or some shit.
Yeah. Fat T.
Fat T. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, we got arguments in the comment section. we got the comment section going nuts.
A remake calling it trash.
We got half saying it's the greatest movie ever, half saying it's butt trash. So we'll let y'all fight it out.
And I like the Evil Dead remake had its moment. It had really cool kill scenes and gnarly gore, the tongue scene, the fucking where she cut off her face with the glass. I mean, there's some really cool gore in that movie, but you need more than that. You need the identity. You can't have just lightsabers and call it Star Wars. No, you got to have cool. I can see why people hated The Last Jedi, because Luke didn't act the way we were used to seeing Luke acting. I understand that. So yes, in this case, you can't just have a chainsaw and a bunch of blood and hey, it's an Evil Dead movie. You need the identity. Like the Texas Chainsaw remake had a cool fucking kill scenes, but it was like any other slasher flick. It lacked the Texas Chainsaw identity, and that's what I'm talking about with this. Is like it's just becoming The Conjuring with a bunch of blood. We need that zany, wacky. Evil Deadness.
Okay, so who's directing this movie?
I don't know.
Some college student, whatever.
I don't know the guy's name. I am following on Twitter though. I've been following this shit. He's been posting pics for last couple years now. He does promise it to be really gory. I guess they had to build a warehouse to house all the blood that they're going to use.
It's practical, so okay.
So yeah, but again, I just want. I guess it comes down to fighting. How the the Deadite, how you fight the Deadites. That's the key. So for people who don't know what Evil Dead is basically a haunted house story. You know, a haunted cabin in the woods. An ancient book of the dead is read. You read the spells. It opens up these doorways to other dimensions, and demons come through and possess the living. Kind of like zombies, but they're possessed. They're not eating brains. They're possessed demons. And the only way to destroy these demons is full body dismemberment. Hence all the gore. The first Evil Dead movie is just straight up horror, straight up horror. The second Evil Dead movie mixes horror and comedy. And then Army of Darkness is basically Lord of the Rings. It's Jason and the Argonauts. So every Evil Dead movie is not like the last one. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the TV show Ash versus the Evil Dead, it's an amalgam of all that shit. It's gory, it's zany. They travel back in time. They fight giant kaiju demons. It blows up there's the mother of like I said, it blows up the universe, and that's what I want. I want to see an expansion. I want to see stuff I haven't seen before. If you're just going to throw people in one room and you hear the spooky rites of passage, playing on the recorder, and then people start getting possessed and start cutting their faces off. I've seen that before. You know what I mean? I want to see cooler shit. But hey, there was a shot where the chick had a chainsaw. It's like, cool. Maybe she's good. There's some cool Deadite killing, because that's what we want. It ain't about the vampires. It's about the vampire slayer. That's what we like. That's why we like Blade. That's why we like Van Helsing. That's why we like Buffy. Vampires are cool and all, but the vampire slayer is dope. That's why Ash is awesome. In the first movie, it's a straight up horror movie. Haunted house, his girlfriend, everyone, all his friends get possessed. He has to chop them all up into pieces. Second movie, it's basically Die Hard. It's Die Hard with ghosts. That's what he is. He becomes an action hero. Chainsaw on his arm, shotgun, that's why, like I said, we get to see stuff we haven't seen that we haven't seen before. And that's what I want out of this, I haven't seen a cheese grater used to murder somebody. That's kind of cool. But let's get out of the secluded environment. You know what I mean? I want to see Army of Darkness world domination. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe if this one takes off, they can reboot the franchise. And of course, they got to do something else other than another Cabin in the Woods after they just did that one. Yeah. So
because
it's a possibility.
Yeah, and make the Deadites look cooler. Because she just looks like Mama or.
That's another thing. Okay, let me interject. Like I said, I'm not into the horror like you are, stuff like that. But I'm seeing another horror movie, Mommy. Is that like a thing that's becoming a thing?
Mama, there was that show. That was it. There was like a ghost chick Mama movie.
Right. And you told me one of those Mia Goth X movies had a mama monster in that one.
Pearl is like an old lady. Old lady.
Okay. Mama counts. Barbarian, Mama.
Yeah,
counts.
Oh yeah, Barbarian.
The Barbarian count. So it's like, is this becoming like a thing, a trend? Is this what's hot in the streets right now? Just make moms harm monsters now?
Old ladies, murderous old hat, like a witch, like an old witch or something.
I guess. It seems to be the thing now. Mom. Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about with
Octavia?
Yeah, that she wasn't. Well, she was like kind of like a slasher. She wasn't like creepy looking.
It's still she wasn't creepy looking, but it still kind of counts.
She was a slasher. It's a slasher.
It was a slasher. It was a slasher movie. So yeah. So it just feels like that. It feels like that's the bandwagon now. That's let's make. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I want maintain the franchise's identity. That's how it was back in the day. Jason,
right. Don't chase trends. That's the thing.
Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, they all had their identity. Chucky, Freddy Krueger. They all had a distinction, and even Scream, which was more about. Scream is more about the characters, less about the killer, and more about the characters and the lore and the drama.
No, Fatty, that chick was hot. She wasn't
The
like
lady in that flick with Jamie
mom.
Foxx and
That Netflix movie.
oh yeah, the Day Shift. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
she wasn't a mom, and like she was like hot. Yeah, she. No, we
No,
talking
the
about
old
lady.
the old lady in the
Wait.
beginning. The old
Oh,
lady.
old lady in the beginning. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. No, she wasn't hot. Yeah. I'm not
Like
into that.
wasn't there like that Skrull and Captain Marvel on the bus?
Right. When she smacked it, then she all the stuff that beating the shit out of her. So yeah. So I guess that's the thing now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Now the reason I said that, Eli, I said earlier, you should be thankful that this movie is rated R because I got some bad news for you. Megan. Okay.
Yeah.
So Megan.
Did you see it?
Hell no.
Oh, I want to see it.
Let me know how it is. But the thing is, that movie did 30 million this weekend. And it's a PG-13 horror movie. It's the highest grossing PG-13 horror movie since one of those quiet movies. I can't remember
horror movie.
PG-13 horror movie. But that's the thing. So if PG-13 horror movies catch on, that's gonna be the new wave.
Well, that's what it was like in the early 2000s. Every horror remake was PG-13. It was kind of lame for a while. They were remaking all the 80s movies and they're all PG-13 and they all sucked. You know.
Well, I mean, they may be doing it again. That's the thing.
There were a few, there was a few remakes. Texas Chainsaw, The Hills Have Eyes, that stood out. But yeah, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, rated R. You know, but yeah, most of it was PG-13 because we're in a horror trend. Let's make money. So how do you make money? Let's make them kids. We want to see that.
So,
oh yeah,
we need more hot women who can't act, lit horror movies.
Like the 80s, bring the 80s back.
Bring the 80s back. That's all.
Yeah.
Just
it was
big
so
kids. Just get killed.
Yeah.
Exploitation. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next one? Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one. This is also on you. We're not gonna do half and half.
The Eli show?
Yeah, we're gonna just let you get it all out at one time.
Oh, the Bad Batch.
We're gonna talk about the Bad Batch. Yeah.
I ain't got much to say about it, but
I mean, is it out? Or?
I do have an image. Well, they dropped the first 2 episodes.
Oh, they already? Okay.
Yeah.
Know that.
So they got oh, what happened?
Hey, slow down. You're good.
Is it there?
Just give it a second. Yeah. I guess. Oh, well.
Should we try it again?
Yeah.
Stop the screen.
Go. And then go back in.
So yeah, the new Star Wars show has dropped on here we go. That's how you do it. I don't know what I'm doing. That's why it didn't work.
It just took a while to load up. That's all.
Yeah.
It's
the new Star Wars show
yeah.
Dropped on Disney Plus this week. Bad Batch season 2, first 2 episodes. This follows Clone Force 99, the experimental clones that were used for like Black Ops missions during the Clone Wars. And now this show happens after the Clone Wars is over, after Order 66, and the clones they're no longer in use. They're going with stormtroopers now. But these guys, they become like outlaws. They're doing outlaw shit. You know, they're smuggling. They're doing dirt. That's what the season 1 was about. And the season 2 we pick up same shit. You know, they're operating outside the law, doing jobs like the A-Team, getting paid to smuggle and, you know, do crimes and shit. So this is the first show, that Star Wars show we've had after Andor. So Andor is this very adult-themed, mature, subject matter, very deep philosophical show about fascism.
Star Wars for adults, right?
Star Wars for adults. Now we're back to the kiddie shit. First scene in episode 1 of the new season, they're fighting giant crab monsters. And Omega. People kind of, I guess I'm indifferent. I think Omega gets a little bit of hate sometimes. Mm-hmm. She's no Ahsoka. We know that. But these shows have to have the little kid. That's it. Like Rebels had Ezra. Clone Wars had Ahsoka. Mando has Baby Yoda.
I mean, they got to have a point of view character. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, that's the whole point of sidekicks,
Yeah.
so they can narrate the awesomeness of the main character.
Yeah, a character that kids can relate to, like, oh, I'm along for the adventure. What would it be like? The short round.
Right.
Character.
Robin. That's
Yeah,
why
Robin.
he's there.
Yeah, what would it be like to tag along with my favorite heroes? And that's what Omega is. She's another clone, but she's female. She may or may not be force sensitive. And she gets to tag along with these ex-military badasses and go do some crimes. Is she as cool as Ahsoka? No.
So she's Jubilee. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And this was okay. I'm trying to remember, like, okay, this isn't Andor. This isn't going to get dark like Andor. This is back to fluffy Star Wars shit. So I had to like get myself in that mindset, and it's fine. I think we're starting to, like, again, with a lot of the Skywalker era Star Wars storytelling, we're scraping the well dry.
So the Bad Batch is going back to that.
I think, like, they keep finding clones that regret Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, you still killed the Jedi though, and now you're
right.
It's like that was the point. That was so shocking of Order 66, is that there was this inhibitor chip inside all the clones that just made them turn.
Right.
That's what was shocking. But now we're finding out that there's more clones that regretted murdering all the which is all good. I guess you regret doing that, but it kind of lessens the impact of Revenge of the Sith. The best parts of Revenge of the Sith. So there's that. But other than that, it's more fun adventure stuff. The first 2 episodes, it's like a 2-parter. They're getting paid to go rob Count Dooku's old, like, palace. He's got a bunch of valuable artifacts in, like, these, in his warehouse or whatever. And they're gonna
anybody staying in there now?
No, well, it's being ransacked by the Empire. It's all full of stormtroopers and shit. So Bad Batch have to go in, sneak in, steal a bunch of shit, and get out. Well, they, first episode they get in there, but then they get caught, and then they got to start blasting their way out. They splinter off in the groups, and then part 2 they got to figure out how to escape. That's kind of how the first 2 episodes are laid out. Pretty standard adventure stuff. It was fine. Action's fine. Yeah, just the good. It's Clone Troop or Clone Wars 2.0. But yeah, it's not as dark as Andor was. We're going back to the fluffy Star Wars shit. If you can handle that, cool. Yeah, I thought it was okay. That Tales from the Jedi show that came out during the summer or a few months ago, that was really cool. That had young Dooku and young Qui-Gon in it. Cool shit.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that was really cool. But season 2 Bad Batch, you know what you're in for. More Clone Wars lore. So Star Wars is back again. So yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It was okay. It didn't wow me, but I'm not like, fuck this shit. This shit sucks. I'm not like that either.
Hey, everything isn't ones and zeros. So
it's just I.
Yeah.
So.
So all right, I guess it's on me now. All right, so what do we got? Something simple, just get in, get out. I'm gonna start with something light. We are gonna talk about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Hold on, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I should review the new National Treasure show. No, well, Eli can. I'm not going.
No, Leroy can.
What?
I did see one of those movies. I saw one of those movies.
How many did they make? I think I've seen all of them, but I can't remember how many they made.
Yeah, they made a
one,
few.
2. I guess, I don't know. Whatever it was, I saw them. It was like, yeah, okay, that's the thing. Kind of like the same thing over and over again.
It was like Kitty Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah. But you kind of take the fun out of it as Kitty Da Vinci Code. It's kind of like, no, I want to watch Da Vinci Code. But anyway,
or Indiana Jones. I want to watch Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's like fun. He wouldn't even fight anybody. He was just around, just doing shit. I was like, yeah, okay,
decoding doing all the shitty missions in Resident Evil.
Right. That's it.
Put the coin on the man.
And that's why we won't review National Treasure TV show.
Yeah, we're just disappointed, Jake, aren't we?
Yeah, sorry about that, Jake.
Evil Dead sucks.
And then
Fuck
Fat T
National
said, "Fuck your
Treasure."
favorite movie." Anyway, talk about Black Panther. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Yes, it's going to be released on February 1st. Of course, the first day of Black History Month. I know a lot of people going around saying, "Oh, I thought it was going to be released on January 2nd, January 2nd, and 20 this, and whatever." Yeah,
that's clever,
like,
Disney.
It's very clever, Disney. Now people want to get, and the thing is, people pretend like Disney doesn't do this stuff. Like they don't particularly market to certain demographics. Like when they first put out the first Black Panther and it debuted in the NBA Finals. Why? Because Black people love basketball. Of course, it's going to be there. The first one debuted in February. This was going to debut in February. They know what they're doing. They're getting ready to ramp up marketing Black History Month, just like every other business is going to do it. But here's the thing. I know you're going to do it. I'm bracing myself for it. I'm preparing myself for it. Just don't do this. Don't do this anymore. No black fist with the chicken. Don't do that. I know you try and think you're clever. Don't do it, man.
Who the fuck did that? What the fuck is that? Is that real?
That's real. That is fucking real. That is KFC. KFC did that for Juneteenth. Like, don't do that. Just do not do that.
Oh God. Oh man.
So that's all I got to say about that. So but I know you're gonna ramp up your Black History Month thing. You're gonna do something just that. But yeah, go ahead, Disney, do your thing.
Oh shit, that's bad.
Black Power. Like who thought of this? That's all I want to know. Who thought of this? That was a good idea. It's just I don't know.
Oh man.
Oh man, what do we got here? That marketing guy, he needs to be fucking fired, man. What the hell? Hopefully he doesn't work there anymore. That's even worse than when Burger King did the gay burger, for Pride Month, and it had like 2 tops and 2 bottoms. Like, don't do that. Like, why are you doing a gay burger, man? What do we need a gay burger? I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, Canada released for like the missing murder women and children, Native children. They did like a donut. One of the donut shops did a donut for that.
No, just
yeah, give me the genocide donut with extra sprinkles.
Half of 1% of these proceeds will go to whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about whatever.
Disney. Yeah, Disney does that shit. If you even look through the Disney app, Disney Plus, it has Pride stories and in Black. They hit the whole thing in rainbow and stuff like that. Like, wow, okay. Yeah, the app is gonna change once February comes.
Oh, Eli, I am so scared for when Black History Month comes here and HBO does their Black History thing, and then it's gonna be nothing but just us getting our ass whooped, just movies just the whole time. We're like, oh shit, I don't want to see this shit. So it's coming. I'm ready.
Time for that new Will Smith movie.
Exactly. Oh man, here it comes.
I gotta say, I went to Target the other day and they already got their shit up, their Black History Month stuff, and caps and displays up front and center right when I walked in the door. And Public Enemy's Takes the Nation a Million on vinyl. I was like, ooh,
hey, that's a great album. That's a great album. So
I was like, damn, on vinyl. Like,
Do you have a record player to play it on vinyl?
I do not. I actually sold it before I moved, but I have a bunch of vinyl.
I was gonna say, Eli, do you spin? Okay.
I'd like to. I always wanted to learn the turntables. I play drums. I figure I do consider turntables as a legitimate instrument, and I think I would be good at it because I play drums.
Okay. That is Eli's New Year's resolution. He's going to learn how to spin turntables. He's going to DJ on this podcast.
Why did I not think of that?
With Public Enemy.
Yeah, fuck the plane. I got all carpal. Look at this my fucking finger. I can't even straighten it out anymore. I'm all fucked up. My joints. I got carpal tunnel, tennis elbow, and shit. Death metal's fucking just put me through the ringer. Yeah, I'm gonna relax and just spin records from now.
Just something easy, you know.
DJ Thrash Jaws. There you go.
There you go.
Mixmaster Thrash or what?
Trademark.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, let's do something else. We're going to talk about Dave Bautista. This might take me a little bit longer because, like I said, this is a hot topic that happened this week. So yeah, everybody knows who Dave Bautista. We're just going to talk about Dave Bautista. And Dave Bautista has made it very clear that he wants out of Marvel. Actually, he's been saying this for a while. People act like this is something new he's saying, but he's been saying this for a while. He basically saying when it's up, he is glad he's out of Marvel. He wants to be done with it. And you know what? That's okay. Here's the thing about this. People
Did Kevin Feige come out and say, no, man, there is no getting out.
You're done when I say we're done.
Yeah, no. You know who this is? This is us. And you're in it up to here.
And that's the thing. Like, people think that these actors sign like this lifelong contract, this blood contract where they're in it. You know, they're going to write Marvel in the Tombstone. Some actors don't want to do that. Some actors want to branch out. You know, hell, some actors don't even care for the role they're playing. They see their Marvel as an easy paycheck and a stepping stone to other things, which is what Bautista's doing. And I applaud him for that because he used Drax Destroy and Marvel to position that into better roles. He was in Glass Onion, like I said, the Netflix role, and that movie had a great director. Regardless of what you think about The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson is a great director. He had great actors in that movie, and Bautista was holding his own with everybody in that movie.
Yeah, the new Dune.
He's in Dune. He's in a bunch of stuff. Yeah, he's in an M. Night Shyamalan movie coming up this year.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So he's transitioning.
He's tired of getting painted. Whatever the fuck.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, people think, why you give me shit? That shit takes like 6 to 8 hours to do every time he does it.
Yeah.
So people get sick of that shit. And then what do it just so he can do dumb jokes and shit all the time and be a goofball and play like a scene, tell a joke, and then leave? Like, he's not even the main character. Like, sometimes you get sick of that shit. Like, it's fun. He got a paycheck and he did his thing, but you get sick of that shit after a while. So yeah, just because you sign a contract for Marvel doesn't mean it's a contract for life. You will get in, get your money, get out. That's what you're supposed to do. But I don't know. So that's my thing. But
I wonder, will recast Drax be a thing?
No, it really don't need to be a thing. If they're gonna do Drax the way they've done Drax, just leave Drax alone. Like in the first Guardians, I was okay with Drax in the first Guardians. He was actually menacing yet funny. In the other ones, he just became a goofball. And I'm just like, if that's how you're gonna do Drax, just leave him out of that.
Well,
and the thing is, like,
they're all goofballs now. Thor's a goofball. Everybody's a goofball.
Like, everybody doesn't have to be Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Like, you can have different personalities. Yeah. So, but they just turned everybody in that just all one up in each other. And Drax was never that in the comics. Hell, Bautista can play the way Drax supposed to be in the comics. They just decided to just do that shit. He was great in, what was that?
There was a Kindergarten Cop ripoff? Was it
called
called Kindergarten Cop?
Probably called something else. I don't know. First Grader Cop. I don't know. Marketing guy. Yeah. So that's my thing about that. So he's getting out. But the thing is, I applaud him for trying to expand himself as an actor. He's like, I'm not a movie star. I'm an actor. Unlike The Rock. That's where I'm going there with this, because The Rock is just a straight up movie star. He's positioned himself to be a movie star.
He's an entertainer.
He's an entertainer.
The most electrifying.
Now, my thing is this. The Rock actually can act when he wants to. When he wants to. That's very important. Because, like I said, in Moana, I think he was great in Moana. I think he should have won an award in Moana. I think he did win an award in Moana. My Spy. Oh, that movie. I think it was like an Amazon Prime movie. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think it was supposed to like
Oh.
I guess it was good. I honestly, I couldn't remember who. I remember that movie, but couldn't remember who was in it. I thought Jackie Chan. I don't know, somebody. But yeah.
But that wasn't a whole class. That was just one kid, though.
That was just one kid, like his daughter or some shit, I think.
Oh.
Or I don't know. I barely remember that movie. Even though it's supposed to be a good one. But yeah. He was great in painting. That wasn't him. That was The Rock. Oh, you're talking about The Rock.
About the Rock, yeah.
Okay. Yes, The Rock was good in painting games. That's what I'm saying. When he wants to act, he can act, but now he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to build his brand. Now, before I get into my little rant.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna go deep into all this juicy tidbits, aren't you?
Before I get there, I need to take a break and let you talk, because Eli, you saw a movie this weekend.
I did?
You did. Well, at least you post you did. Maybe you fell asleep on it. I don't know if you did or not. But anyway, you said you saw Black Adam.
Oh
So
yeah, I did.
I just want to give
Yeah,
you just a
yeah.
quick review. What did you think about it before I get to where I'm going with it?
I thought it was okay.
Thank you. That's
I
all I
thought it
needed.
was
That's all I needed.
yeah.
That's
It
all I
was.
needed. So basically, what you're saying that it didn't suck. Okay,
I didn't think it sucked.
thank you.
No.
Okay, so if Eli says this movie didn't suck, that means it's awesome. That's all I needed. So, that's all I needed right there. So
It would
that
have
being
went
said,
more. Yeah, I, I do wish it went more into the like him and the little kid. Where it could have
really,
been like the little
people
kid
hated
was
that kid,
showing
man.
him but like Psycho Gorman. That's what it was like at first, where the big evil warlord from space comes down and then he
Yeah.
befriends little kids. And I
So
thought
you
that's
wanted the movie to like be like the kid be the main character?
or just like having the kid sort of like showing him the ropes. Like it could have been a man at a time,
Yeah.
wacky zaniness, but it turned into it was kind of wacky zaniness. But
Yeah.
then, like, okay, we got to shove all the DC characters because that's what people want.
Yeah,
And
just show,
then,
even though people don't know who they are.
yeah,
You
and
know?
let's get Hawkman in there and Dr. Fate and all that shit. It was
Right.
basically Doctor Strange.
Not Falcon and
Yeah.
not Doctor Strange and
Yeah,
not Storm.
not Storm and not
Not
fucking
Ant-Man,
Ant-Man. Yeah.
right.
That's basically
That's
what
what people think. So
not
yeah.
the Quinjet. Yeah.
Right. Not the X-Men,
Mhm.
All right. So
Yeah.
anyway, not vibranium with the eternal. We keep going with this shit.
Yeah.
But my thing is with this. Okay, so like I said, The Rock, because like I said, I'm not doing a review of Black Adam. What I am going to say just more detail about his whole fallout with Black Adam came about because basically The Rock never wanted to be part of DC. He wanted DC to be part of The Rock. The whole thing was about him building his brand. That's what it was about. Because first off, he didn't want to be in Shazam movie. He straight up said, I'm not gonna be in a Shazam movie. He's Little League. I'm The Rock. I don't do that. Even though he's a Shazam villain, he don't want to be in it. He wanted to be in Flash. I don't want to deal with the Flash. So he wanted to carve out his own like cinematic universe within the cinematic universe. He wanted to do Superman, but only around him. He wanted to do like the other JSA members, but only around him. He had like a multi-deal plan that he took to Zaslav to talk to. And I think doing his like the release party of Black Adam, like he advertised his tequila all over the place. Like basically he's trying to sell himself. So he didn't really give a shit about DC and want to be part of DC. I'm pretty sure Kevin Hart was going to be in the sequel of Black Adam some kind of way, playing somebody.
The
Just
worm.
so-
What's that worm's name?
Mr. Mind. He was gonna be Mr. Mind. Yeah. He did the same thing with Fat. Thank you, Jake. You brought me back to my point. He did the same.
Yeah.
That's what
Calvin and Hobbes or whatever.
Calvin. Yes, he did the same thing where they brought him into the franchise. He tried to take over the franchise, and now here's his franchise. Like, no,
and they all blamed it on Vin Diesel.
And they all blamed it on Vin Diesel, right? So they didn't have to kick him out of there. And Vin Diesel basically said, Rock can come back if he humbles himself. He can't come back doing the same bullshit he was doing before. So that's the thing with that. So he kicked himself out of Fast Furious, kicked himself out of DC. I don't know what he's gonna do now. He's just gonna do something else like that. So my thing is that like this all could have been fine if he just would have played ball. But the fact that he was in Black Adam, making all these demands, doing all this shit, making all these promises, and then the movie flopped, they're like, well, you make it easy for you to get rid of you then. Because we got this own thing, and we're not trying to make a cinematic universe around your cinematic universe.
I
Trying to do one thing. So
I was kind of missing the Romulan hairdo. I wish because it
don't look like The Rock. That's the thing. It don't look like The Rock, so he can't do this.
That was my main thing. This is just The Rock in a shitty spandex costume.
Exactly. No accent. You're supposed to be ancient Egyptian. Where's your accent at least? Nothing. Yeah. He's just The Rock.
It was just The Rock. Yeah. I was like, yeah. I mean,
So,
it had some cool action. Yeah, he was like killing people, blowing people up, and throwing people and shit. I laughed.
Yeah. Yeah. So my thing, but at the same time, Eli, I do got to think about it. If The Rock was to finish with his version of his own cinematic universe, where we could have went to, and then I ran across this story that I read because I read JSA like all last 2 weeks, and I read across this story, World War III. So apparently, there's a DC story that was a crossover event where Black Adam just goes nuts and wages war on everybody, like everybody. Like he kills some Teen Titans. Everybody just goes fucking nuts.
Well,
so yeah.
Well, he was also a pretty pivotal in Doomsday Clock.
He was a pivotal in Doomsday Clock, yeah, with the whole conduct thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was a way you could have carved out a Black Adam storyline in this. If Rock would have just played ball, they might have worked with him. But since he just want to just take over, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that, and you're gonna make me
Yeah.
do this, and yeah, you got to go. You played yourself basically. So
Yeah, we could have seen. Well, it was Shazam, not Black Adam. It was like we could have seen Kingdom Come.
right, but that's the thing that when we do a Kingdom Come, he probably want to talk to his ass like, no,
No,
replace
no,
me.
it's Rock. Me,
Me and Superman and Kingdom Come, like just fuck that graphic novel. I don't give a shit about that shit. Fuck that shit. I never read that shit, you know. And so yeah, so he basically trying to replace Shazam in the new movies, and they're like, no, don't do that. But yeah, but
And when are we gonna see that? See, this goes back to like the whole firing of Henry Cavill, and you know what could have been, you know, because that's like one of the coolest superhero battles like ever. Superman versus Shazam and Kingdom Come.
Right, yeah. This
You know, now we're gonna get Timothy Chalamet or whatever as you know, meeting you know, Wednesday
Jenna
Adams.
Ortega or some
Wednesday
shit. Yeah,
Adams.
right.
Wednesday Adams gonna be Lois Lane and shit.
Right.
You know,
This is the future you want, people. So,
yeah.
welcome to James Gunn DCEU. So, yeah. I'm not gonna jump on this bandwagon. Everybody else is shitting on him. I'm gonna at least give him the benefit of the chance, you know. And then I'll shit on him, you know. All right, but anyway, what we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we're watching Superman and Lois. We're watching fucking Steel and
right, Bizarro showing up and all this stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
man, like man, we want to see some again, man. Let's not get stagnant like the Evil Dead movies. Let's keep it fresh.
Man, I promise you, they better not have him fight Lex Luthor and Zod again in this motherfucking movie. Don't do that shit.
Yeah,
he got all these damn villains. You can just fight and pick one. Just pick somebody else. Damn. Anyway, can we move on past that?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the part where everybody leaves. This is comic book bullies.
Hey, it's been a while since we did this.
It's been a while since we did comics. I almost forgot how to review this shit.
Yeah, I was like, I've been just really like reading my comics and like whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck.
We missed out on some big ass comics we didn't review. That whole Dawn of the DCEU, that shit, Dark Crisis, that's wrapped up. That's done.
The Shang-Chi,
yeah,
the finale of that ring tournament was like last week or something.
Superman 1050, which we've been building up the whole time, that's gone.
That Nightwing.
Yeah. Apparently, Superman can teleport now. He has teleportation powers, and he has telekinesis now. Like he can just touch shit and just blow it up.
Can't he just like fly there in like a second? Like
that's too easy. That's too easy. No, he can form a wormhole now. He can just go through it. He just like, I just fuck it. I just do whatever I want, you know.
Okay.
So like, that flying is too easy for him now. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So yeah. Y'all did the box office this week.
Was it
what was it?
Avatar?
Avatar's number one. We know that. I didn't even got to look at it. I just know Avatar's
gonna be another number one all year.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna hit 3 billion. So yeah. All right. So Eli, I'm gonna let you go first. What book you got?
What do I have?
Because like I said, it's been so long, I need time to warm up.
What am I gonna do? Should I do this Joe Fixit real quick?
Joe Fixit. Okay. You know what? I was really hoping that you would read that pregnant Joker story.
Oh, I heard about that. I
read it.
Did you? Are you gonna review it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'll hear about it from you. No, man, I'm on a budget. I can only afford like I got a cap every week on my account. I can't like flow like I used to.
No big deal.
What am I doing? I got the image up. What am I doing? So Peter David, I heard he's in the hospital or he's sick or something.
Yeah, I'm hearing it, and it's not good, but you know, I don't want to wish that on anybody. So yeah.
So he's back to write. Well, this is
Well, I heard this was done before he got sick.
Yeah. So
like he had already written it, like the whole story.
Returning as Joe Fixit, one of the offshoots of the Hulk. Back in the 80s, there was a big, huge storyline where Doc Samson separated the Hulk from Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner was like, sweet, I don't have to worry about that big green asshole anymore. But then the Hulk was now unchained and just went on a rampage, no control, because
he has no conscience, right?
yeah, and then he would calm down and then turn back into Banner. Well, now he's just on fucking 11 24/7, and he was just wrecking the place. And every superhero, all the teams, Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Avengers, everybody was trying to stop the Hulk, and no one could. That's when I was
Thor I read it, but Thor gave him a run.
Yeah.
Thor gave him a run.
Even Doc Samson gave him a run. He took like my extra gamma shit and went toe to toe. But Hulk beat the fuck out of everybody. No one could stop him. That's when I was like, yep, Hulk is the dope. Hulk is the real dope, yo. But so what they had to do is merge Hulk and Banner back together. That's when he turned gray. That's when he became gray in like 86, 87, around there. And that's what led to the whole Joe Fixit storylines where he became a mob enforcer in Las Vegas. I kind of fell off after a while. But here's Joe Fixit. We called him Mr. Fixit back in the day. And this is just another Peter David's returning on the storyline. Basically, what's going on is Spider-Man is doing some sort of investigation in Vegas. He's hearing about Joe Fixit again. He actually knows who Joe Fixit is. There's all these rumors that who Joe Fixit is. But anyway, Wilson Fisk shows up to meet with the
Berengetti.
Yeah, that dude.
The
mob boss. The mob boss Joe Fixit works for. And I guess there's something going on with the Magia. Not Magia. It's not Magia, is it? Magia. There's something going on with them. And Kingpin is like, they got to be taken out. And dude's like, we already did. Who's we? So me and my associate, Mr. Fixit. And then he shows up and basically they basically have a fight. And Hulk beats the living shit out of the Kingpin.
Right. Apparently he's supposed to.
Yeah. He slams them. I mean, yeah. Wilson tries to throw down and throw some punches, but yeah, he doesn't do shit. Just beats the shit out of him. And then I should have did this. I'll try to show this one. This panel right here. Let's see. Can I show that? Can I blow this up? Here. They're riding. So Wilson leaves the casino. After getting his ass whooped by the Hulk, he leaves the casino and is like, "What are we gonna do, boss?" He's like, "We're gonna kill." And he like right away, he just elbows him, and then look at his neck. Look at this.
You embarrassed me in front of her.
Yeah, he's like, "We're gonna kill fucking." What does he say? Where's that? Yeah, we're gonna new plan. Yeah, new plan. We're gonna kill Mr. Fixit. Yeah, yeah, right there. We're gonna kill Mr. Fixit. So that's how it ends. So I'm intrigued. Kingpin versus Fixit. I think I'm on board.
It shouldn't be, but Kingpin is savvy enough. He'll figure out something. Yeah.
I'm sure he's not gonna fight him. I'm sure he's gonna like get Thor or somebody.
Right. He got all kind of contract killers on payroll. Yeah. He'll find a way. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. They had my attention, or what's that? How do they say? You got my curiosity. Yeah, you got.
Now you have my attention. Right.
Yes. So yeah, this was fun. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I'll check out the next section.
Okay. All right. What book am I going to do next? Let me do before I do the pregnant Joker. Let's do.
Pregnant Joker. I heard this pissed off people too.
Oh, it did. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Before that, let's talk about Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch #1 came out. So this is our first issue, first book of 2023. It's kind of like Marvel's big book this week. So I'm just like, why not? It's a slow week. Might as well see what Scarlet Witch has going on. And plus, I need to know, understand what is her new status quo. Is she a mutant?
Yeah.
Is she a witch? They don't answer any of this shit in this book.
What reality is she gonna ruin now?
Right, exactly. They don't answer this shit. This is just a book. Let's just get into it, see what happens. Okay, so boom, Scarlet Witch. WandaVision. Okay, so Eli, have you ever heard of Lot Kill New York? Because I know you are a New Yorker.
No.
Okay, so that's what I figure. Okay, so this is a made up town, made up city. Wanda invented this city.
Okay.
So she's already on her bullshit right from the door. So let's get to it. So she is building not only a city, but a house and a building. We don't know what it is, but we'll find out later on. Okay. Meanwhile, we got to go to the obligatory superhero fight where she fights some dude named Dr. Helium, Hydrogen. Doesn't matter what he is.
Oh,
He
damn,
got
that's
some
pretty
big, yeah, big kaiju monster, but he just riding the kaiju monster. Wanda shows up, teleports kaiju monster back where he came from, and teleports Dr. Hydrogen to New Jersey or some shit. I don't know. She just said that, and then just leaves, and we get to the actual story. So yeah, so she's like, I'm late for work, and she goes to back to Lot Kill, New York, and Wanda has built a magic shop in the town. So she runs a magic shop, and she runs it with Darcy Lewis. Darcy Lewis, the same Cat Dennings from
yeah.
from Thor, from WandaVille, like that. This is her. This is her comic debut.
Oh,
So
so
this is,
that's what you guys are saying. So this is gonna be like a big money.
yeah, like
worth a lot.
collectors.
Yeah.
What do you call it? What do those guys call it? Stuff
Speculation.
speculation. Yeah,
Yeah.
all this stuff like that. So yeah, so this is her first comic appearance. So she is a canon immigrant. So Wanda comes in, asks Darcy how she doing. You know, she's like, yeah, I sold some this on that. Quicksilver shows up doing some bullshit. I read every book in a split second when you blinked. And then he talks to Wanda. He's like, and basically just asks Wanda, what are you doing? Why did you build a town out of nowhere? Why did you build a bookstore out of nowhere? And why are you here? She basically saying, I want to give back to the community and help people. They want to buy stuff and all stuff like that. The same bullshit, And she also says, and I built this door called the Last Door. Now, the Last Door is a big thing. This is like the green door in Hulk. This is her door in here. It's going to be the thing. Because what the Last Door is that anytime somebody has like on their last, like they need help and they call for help and nobody can help them, they go through this door and ask her for help. And when they go through this door, she won't charge them, And basically that's what's going on. And that's it. And I think Quicksilver leaves, whatever, and they get a knock on the door. Somebody's walking through the door, and it's this chick. Her name is Garnett something. I don't know. Whatever her name is. And basically just saying, I need help because this supervillain named the Corruptor is taking over my town. And nobody will believe me because the Corruptor has corrupted my town. He's taking over everybody. He's taking my wife hostage. I can't do anything. She's like, okay, well, I'll come help you because I'm the Scarlet Witch and I need to, make amends. So they walk through the last door and they go to Italy. The Amatrice Italy is where they go. So they go there. He's taking control of the town. And is that black chick from Steven Universe? You ever seen that show? I feel like that's an Easter egg.
Yeah.
I feel like an Easter egg. We'll come back to that. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, but the reason she hasn't gotten, put on the spell like everybody else in the town because the necklace that she has protects her from the Corruptor, and also it protects her from Wanda. Wanda can't touch it, but she doesn't understand why she can't touch it. So she goes to the town, sees the Corruptor. I skip all this shit. Let's go to Corruptor. Okay. She sees the Corruptor. He tries to do some shit like hypnotize her. Like, I'm going to hit you with every sin and every bad memory you ever had, Wanda. Like when she did House of M, rewrote the universe, when she ran, from these people, when she made babies out of nowhere, all this crazy shit like that. And she's like, yeah, I'm about to hit you with your conscience, Wanda. And and she gets the lady back, whatever, like that. And Wanda just like, look, I'm tired of you. You can't stop me. And she turns the dude into stone. That's it. So he's done. That's it. She just turned him into stone. And she's like, I'm gonna leave you for the town people. And the town people are like, okay, cool. So they start getting like axes and pitchforks and like they like, let's go ahead and break this shit, And like, no, don't break it, because if you break it, you'll be no better than him, and you will prove that the Corruptor is right. So just leave him in the town because he can't hurt you anymore, but don't hurt him. And they leave. So Wanda's just like, that's fine in a day's work. She leaves and they go back. Darcy's just there. She sold some more books. And she like about to close up the shop.
Bubble gum.
Yeah, chewing bubble gum. She collected the trinket. Oh, and she told the chick from Amorous, Avartress, whatever like that, I'm gonna take your trinket, but I'm gonna give you a free coupon to the store or whatever, you know. And they close up shop, they get ready to leave, but before they leave, they get one more person walking through the last door. And that person that walks through the last door is Viv Vision.
Oh,
Yeah, Viv Vision, like,
Viv.
yeah, she
Yeah.
like I need help, nobody can help me. And Darcy's like, who the hell is that? And Wanda's like, technically, that's my daughter. To be continued. Dun, dun,
Is
dun.
it?
Technically, on a technical level, let's explain Viv Vision for a second. And that whole
Yeah. Is it? Because he
okay,
had a wife too.
he had a wife, but he used Wanda's brain patterns to make his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess he also did that to make the kids also like the kids like a mixture of his brain patterns and Wanda's brain patterns. So technically, it is her daughter, kind of, a little bit,
Kind of, sorta.
kind of, sort of, in a way. Yeah. What do we got here? Haranga Daddy. Yeah.
What
Okay.
up?
What up?
Thanks for
Uh,
listening.
so yeah, I'm done with this book. I don't care. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be more eventful. It's just Wanda just doing Wanda shit. I was like, I don't care. So yeah. Where's Magneto? Let him show up. Oh, he's dead. That's right. Never mind. Okay. But yeah. All right. So what you got next?
I'll do this. Shang-Chi,
Mhm.
Shang-Chi, Master of the Ten Rings, #1. You know what? This kind of bums me out. I
Why
did
is that?
not know. I did not know this until after I read it.
Hmm.
This is Jin Lun Yang's last book on Shang-Chi.
You mean like the last run or this?
Yeah, this is it. This is he's done with it now. He's done with Shang-Chi.
Oh man, because he was killing it on this book.
Yeah, this has been like I've been reading it from the get-go.
Right.
Yeah, this is the last one. So yeah, like while we took our break or whatever, the finale of that tournament, the Ten Rings tournament happened. Of course, Shang-Chi, got the rings. And now he's basically, this is just a one shot of him trying to put the 5 weapon society, leading the 5 weapon societies. Now he's got the rings, the 10 rings. Meanwhile, those enemies, I forget what the guy's name is. He's trying to resurrect Shang-Chi's dad, who's not called Fu
Winwu,
Manchu anymore. What's
he's Zinwu, Zinzu.
Zenzu or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
he's not Fu Manchu anymore. Anyways, they got his remains and they kidnapped Shang-Chi's Hawaiian cousin. I don't know if you read that, but he had a Hawaiian cousin, like a distant relative from Hawaii, that was related to Shang-Chi's bloodline and related to his dad and all that stuff. So they need like blood from a relative and the remains of his dad to resurrect him. And that's what they're trying to do. Right before they slit the kid's throat, Shang-Chi and the whole crew come in, start kicking ass. While this happens, a portal opens, and he goes back in time to like the 1800s China during the Opium Wars, and he meets his dad as a younger guy before he became a villain and shit. And sort of meets him, and here's a scene where it's during the Opium Wars. So the British are there fucking up, colonizing China. and they all kind of fight off the British, and he ends up like meeting his dad as a younger guy, and before he became, obsessed with power and all that stuff. And they just kind of have a heart to heart. He doesn't let him know that he's his dad or that he's his son, and just sort of gains insight to, what his dad was trying for, that he was trying to fight for the people. He was trying to fight for China and fight
so
for.
he was good, and then eventually got corrupted years later. So
so when he comes back into the present, that's what he's trying. He's like, now I have the 10 rings, I have this ultimate power. Now, how do I wield it without being a tyrant, be a just ruler? So that's his goal now. And then he hooks up with the chick that he's been macking on, and that's it. And then there was the afterword by Jin Lun Yang, who said, "Yeah, this is it. I'm done.
But what, like this book is it? I thought it was it's not a run.
No, this is just
this
the one
it?
shot. This is his finale.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh damn! Now I'm bummed out.
Yeah, he had this whole thing about how he grew up as a Chinese American and a family of immigrants, and how he didn't, reading comics, reading the Shang-Chi comics as a kid, and how it was a dream come true being able to write this character and all that. And it was like, oh man.
Oh. Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of a bittersweet.
I think we need to reiterate. Anybody listening to this podcast right now, if this is your first time listening, have listened to us for a while, we highly, highly recommend this Shang-Chi run that has been going on. Collected all in trade. Like when it started, like 2020, 19.
Yeah, a couple years ago. Just before
years
the
ago.
movie came out.
Right before the movie came out, or like around the movie time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it may be like 15 issues altogether. It's not even a long run.
It's like 40. Well, like each run was like six
issues. It's like 3. Yeah.
But there were like
20. Yeah, 20, 25, something like that. It's not a long run at all. You're gonna enjoy it. I promise you. We guarantee it. We put our stamp on it.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, especially if you're into old school kung fu flicks. It makes references to like Hong Kong action, like hopping vampires and the 5 deadly venom. Like it's a total kung fu fan. You can tell Jin Lun Yang grew up watching those flicks, and he incorporated all that into this new Shang-Chi. Got rid of the cheesy,
racist shit that was going right
back to you. Got rid of that, and sort of like kind of reclaimed it. This was a reclamation.
It almost felt like what Priest did with Black Panther.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that. It gave me that feeling. Yeah.
So and I've been reading it since it started, and now this is the last, like regularly every month, and I did not know this was going to be the last book.
Yeah, and to go deeper to your point, just like you said, it takes from like old kung fu flicks. It also is almost like the closest thing Marvel has to a manga. Yeah. Like I know that people hate comics now. Everybody reads manga. We would shit almost like that. Okay, you want to read the American manga? It's this.
Yeah.
It's this and that Robin book that came out last year from DC. Both of those like heavily influenced by manga.
I started reading that on DC.
Yeah.
I read up to like
yeah,
whatever they would let me read for free. It was like 15 issues. So
you read already? It's only like 18 issues. Like
I read up to like 15 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the new one comes out like next month, something like that. But yeah.
It's fun. So it's fun. It is like a total anime, like teenagers.
Total anime, Shonen Jump, also like that. Like both of these had that same vibe to them. You know. Yeah. So, but yeah, we definitely recommend it. And plus, you get to see Shang-Chi kick Thor's ass. Come on, man. You know you want to see that.
That's right. That was awesome. Yeah, great book, great series. I'm sad to see it end. It's been one of my favorite books for a while. So sad to see it go.
All right. So are we ready for the shit show? Okay. Here we go. So now we're going to talk about Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, #4. I honestly had absolutely zero interest in this comic run. Eli, I think you may have read like one of these books.
Maybe The Man Who Stopped Laughing. I don't know.
The Man Who Stopped Laughing.
Is this a Black Label?
No, it's actually in continuity, which I didn't know that.
No. Yeah. I read some of that Joker book where like Gordon was like wasn't Gordon like trying to go kill him or some shit?
Right.
Like couple years ago. Or
right. This is after that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I almost want to say that the same writer of that book is the same writer of this book.
Okay.
It's
been a while since I read anything like Joker. I kind of got jokered out right around the movie.
I'm jokered out now. I'm only doing this because of the news. Fox News jumped on this. I'm like, let's just find out what's going on.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. So yeah, if I didn't run a podcast, I wouldn't have read this shit. I'll just put it like that. But since we're here,
we have to have our ear to the ground, exactly, on the pulse of America.
Exactly. Like we would feel bad if we had people telling us about what this book is supposed to be. So, why is it taking so long to load up? Come on, let's see. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna pretend like it's up. Anyway,
Comixology.
It's on Comixology, but I'm on the Comixology app. Let's see.
Yeah, is it the app that's being slow?
No, it's not the app. There we go. It's StreamYard. StreamYard's acted up like that. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, so like I said, I haven't been reading the book, but what's going on with this book? Let me see if it starts up. It doesn't start up. Anyway, why is it?
Just the cover?
There we go. Okay. There we go. It finally loaded. I don't know what I did. Maybe I did something like that. But anyway, it's here. We're talking about it. Issue 4. What's going on in the first third issues before this? I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. Let's just jump into it to see what's going on. So yeah.
Is that
so that should, tell you my that's the Joker is buried in something. I don't know. All right. So the book starts off. Look, I don't care. The pregnant Joker stuff is actually at the end of the book. It's a side story at the end of it. This is the main story, which I don't care about. Joker is on the run from the Red Hood. That's all you need to know. And he hides out in a hospital.
Which Red Hood? Jason?
I want to say Jason. Yeah, it's Jason because he calls him Jason. Like he just straight up calls him Jason in front of everybody. He never calls him Red Hood. So yeah, so he's on the run from Jason. Jason's trying to track him down, stuff like that. And I'll be honest with you, this was just tacky and bad taste. Joker, like I said, he's in a hospital. He goes to the children's wing of it, and he just tell all these just unfunny jokes to him. Honestly, it turned me off of the book. So yeah, so when I had no indifference to this book and didn't care about this book, it actually turned me off from the book after he did that shit. So yeah. But there was one joke he did tell the kids that was kind of funny to me when he told the kids, do you know why Batman wears dark colors? So he won't get shot. Now, do you know why Robin wears bright colors? So Batman won't get shot. And I thought that was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. Well, it's like you said about Duke wearing the yellow.
Right. Basically that, yeah. So anyway, skip past all this shit. I don't care. I don't care about any of that shit. Let's just get to the shit that everybody's talking about. Like I said, it is actually backstory in the back of it, which they've been telling these stories at the end of it. So yeah. So it's a Joker side story, which is not a retelling. It's a new story, but it's just drawn in that old Silver Age art with the old Silver Age logo. Yeah. And in this story, it's featuring Satana with his two henchmen, Jackanapes and Gaggy. And Jackanapes is a monkey and Gaggy is just a short person like that. So anyway, they're fighting Zatanna, and Zatanna is pissed off at Joker, and she basically puts a spell on him and turns upside down, and Joker is in love with her. He's like, oh, I'm in love with Zatanna. And that's kind of, and I read one of these other stories before. I think the other story, he was in love with Power Girl or some shit. So now the gag is he's
Power
in love
Girl,
with
her. Man, come on.
It is Power Girl, so what you expect? He is a man, So anyway, he drops her, and Joker just makes a sly comment like, Zatanna, don't be like that. Don't worry, when we have babies, they're gonna have my looks and your personality. They're not gonna be crazy like me. And that's when Zatanna puts a spell on, like, no, you will never carry somebody else's baby, and stomps them in the mud, and then leaves and be like, just be glad I didn't put a spell on you two. And the monkey says, well, thank you, Lady Penguin, while he walks off. And I thought that was pretty funny, and then Joker's like, well, damn, I need to quit messing with these magic chicks. They mess me up every time. So he goes to his suburban home, I guess. Like I said, this is a weird Silver Age story. So just whatever happens doesn't really matter.
Well, remember on the Harley Quinn show, he's like, he's going out with that
married, yeah,
yeah, or he's got a stepson and shit.
Yeah, right, all this like that. So he's sleeping in Wonder Woman covers and shit, and he wakes up and stuff like that. He like, oh man, these magic chicks mess me up. So he's not feeling too good. They make sure not to show his front. He like, it's supposed to be, they're covering his front, but when his henchmen look at it, they're like, boss, you're pregnant. And he's like, I'm what? He's like, well, call an OBGYN real quick or something like that. What the hell is going on? So that's what they do. They call an OBGYN, but they call like a criminal OBGYN. And, he like, Atomic Skull, what do you see down there? He's like, I'm not Atomic Skull, I'm Dr. Foster.
Oh, that fucking panel.
Right. Like he's just buried in between his legs and shit, right? He just like, Doc, is this gonna hurt? He like, is it gonna hurt? I don't even know where the baby's gonna come out from. So yeah, it's probably gonna hurt,
Oh damn, no shit. Like, what?
Right. So yeah, so then he keeps calling the doc different name. He like calling him Dr. Bones, he keep calling him Skeletor, like that. And then all of a sudden Joker just throws up. He just vomits right on the floor, some mud. And it's like, what is that mud? And then he calls him, look, Lord Deathman, I'm not paying you for this shit. He like, man, my name is Dr. Phosphorus. I call him all this weird shit, And then the mud creature turns into, a living thing and then just runs off. They're like, okay, y'all go kill that monster before it runs off too fast. So They run off. Gabby's got a bat. Jack and Ape's got a gun. And Gabby finds the monster, and Jack and Ape just fires on everybody. Kills Dr. Phosphorus and Gabby. And Joker like, you know what? Maybe I should have gave the gorilla a bat and the other guy a gun. But oh well, that's for next time. So they keep shooting at the clay monster. It keeps running away, and then they finally find the monster, and it comes out, and it is formed into a baby Joker. It just took a while for it to form.
Did he just puke up his own baby or something?
He puked up his own baby. That's what he did. Yeah. So now it's just a little joke, and they look at each other like, "Oh, he's so handsome." That's how they looking at each other. So then they go to one of Zatanna's shows, and Joker says, "I'm going to go to Zatanna, and I'm going to have her stop turning tricks for money." And that's when Zatanna's like, "See, you were going to be in my life, Zatanna, but now I'm not going to let you in our family." You're like, "What are you talking about?" And that's when she sees baby Joker, and he's just like, "Hey, mom," and that's how the book ends. So that's the book. This is the book that's got everybody's titties in a twist right now because of this stupid shit that's going on in this book like that. So is this book in continuity? Is it an Elseworld story? Guess what? It doesn't matter. No one cares. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, maybe a reference, but that's how these Silver Age comics were. Like it matters when it wants to matter. Now here's the thing about this story. This is when I realized that the word woke has no meaning whatsoever anymore.
Yeah,
because what is woke about this story? What is woke? I mean, do we need pregnant men to have representation in the media? No, we don't. So this is not woke. That's you just throwing words around.
Well, there was that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he got pregnant.
There was that Cosby Show episode where Bill Cosby got pregnant.
I don't remember that. Damn.
Oh, it was a classic episode. It was like reverse world where all the men got pregnant.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. Anyway, well, Bill Cosby canceled.
It's magic. I mean, it's fucking magic. It isn't like like what's that movie? Weird Science, where the chick turns dude into that blobby creature at the end.
Right.
It's
but they're trying to say this was an agenda.
Oh yeah. Yes. The demon communities are trying to corrupt our kids and shit.
Right. Well, they're trying to say something about transgender. Like where are you reaching? Like this is a reach. This shit you're pulling right now, Fox News and whoever else is out there, and all you dumbass YouTubers are just stretching for clickbait. This is a stretch where you try to reach out for this stuff like that, because yes, we understand that comics have social commentary. They always have since their inception. Captain America punched a Nazi. Superman was fighting wife beaters and crooked politicians back in the 30s. Yes. This isn't that. This is not social commentary. This is just dumbass shit. This is just a dumbass story about Joker getting pregnant. That's it. This is nothing to read into.
Yeah.
And if anything, they're trolling you. They're doing this dumb shit because they know you're going to go out there and try to turn into something that is not.
What should I be mad at now?
Right. This is nothing to get mad at. This is just a dumbass story that may or may not even be canon. And if it is, who cares? So,
yeah. And you know what? You don't. If you don't like it, you don't have to read it.
You don't have to read it. Read something. Because honestly, I was not going to read this shit. Honestly, I didn't care about Pregnant Joker. If Fox News and all this shit didn't have a big fuss about this, and I just saw a story of Pregnant Joker, I wouldn't care.
I saw the article, or somebody posted the article, and I'm like, oh, Joker's pregnant. And like you said, I didn't care. I didn't even bother clicking on it.
But you were supposed to care, Eli. You're supposed to care.
Whatever. The
internet tells you to care.
I'm so sick of the Joker, And then when you asked me, no, I didn't read it. Oh, you read it? Okay, tell me about it. I guess I got to know about it now.
I hope Eli read this shit so I don't have to read this shit. Well, one of us has to die in the fire, Eli. So yeah. All right. So what do you got next?
Now I know.
You're welcome. All the listeners listen to this. You're welcome. You don't have to read this bullshit. And I'm not saying it's bullshit because it's woke and all that shit. It's bullshit because it's bullshit. I don't care about Pregnant Joker. It's stupid.
It's stupid. It's a dumbass story, and I didn't.
And that's
had no
all. It don't. Honestly, the thing that pissed me off about the story with that shit when he was with the sick kids, that's the shit that rubbed me the wrong way. Not the Pregnant Joker shit. That's the shit that I would have got upset over. But that's just me. So,
and he pukes up the baby. I mean,
yeah.
Shit. I mean, he kind of looked like me. You sure he was pregnant, or is that just a beer belly? I mean,
right. Just had a rough night, Yeah.
Yeah, he's just bloated and shit, and he just pukes. What was that? Or was that what that wasn't? Was that Daredevil? I think that was Daredevil, like a Daredevil comic where the chick puked up a demon or something. And
I think that was one of those Kevin Smith books or something.
Yeah. Well, it was a dick Daredevil. Hey, but that's what it kind of reminded me. He puked it up. It ain't like he gave birth to a pregnant, or he was like he had the different equipment down there or anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. It sounded.
And he didn't have postpartum, whatever you call it, and they didn't go into any of that. They didn't have public breastfeeding. Didn't make a social commentary of that. So,
yeah, because they could have did that, and then yeah.
Man, a lady did that to me the other day. I know I shouldn't talk about this, but a lady did. Yeah. She was talking to me, had a child breastfeeding right in front of me, and was looking at me dead in the eye trying to have a conversation. And I'm talking about the baby was going to town. And I'm just like, I'm just supposed to just focus, like not look. I shouldn't talk about it. We're going to cancel. We're going to cancel. I see the
You know me, I was about to say some shit, but I won't because we live.
Right.
I almost went. Good.
This is a family show.
Yeah.
This
don't do it, Eli. Don't do
it. Oh man. All right. So what you got next?
Oh yeah. What do I have next? My last book. Oh, okay. Earth Divers #4.
Okay. Let's see what guys. I think that's it. Yeah.
So this is that book written by Stephen Graham Jones. He's a native horror writer. He writes horror novels, and this is one of his. He's been writing comics lately, and this is his book, his new series, Earth Divers, which is about a group of Native Americans who discover a time portal in a cave, and they decide that to go back in time to kill Columbus, because they think Columbus, once Columbus landed and in the Americas, that's what started the downfall of the world. So in order to save the world is to, they're going to murder Columbus. Yeah. So this is #4. He went back in time. He's been trying to keep his cover. He knows he sticks out. He's also a scholar. He knows all these different languages. But now he predicted that he also read all of Columbus's journals, so he knows all about the voyage and all the details, and he knows that there was like a comet went by one night, and he predicted it. So now everyone on the ship thinks he's like a demon, he's in cahoots, like he's a warlock in cahoots with the devil and shit. So they got him chained up in the basement or in the below deck with all the animals, with all the goats and shit. And he's been going crazy. The book starts out, he's been down there for a couple weeks. There's this really funny scene where he's talking to a goat. The goat is talking to him. It's like his conscience, talking shit to him. Kind of like Smeagol in Lord of the Rings. It's a pretty funny conversation. Anyways, this has the moment we've all been waiting for, where he finally gets to confront Columbus. And he's finally in the room. He finally gets to meet him. And he's like, you're having a conversation with Columbus, and he's like, oh, you're the guy that's trying to sabotage the ship and blah 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 blah, and who are you and all this shit. And he basically lets Columbus have it. He basically tells Columbus what every native has been feeling. He straight up says, oh, well, I'm from the future. Guess what? You came here. You fucking murdered thousands because of your voyage. More people came over and, committed genocide against the original inhabitants of these lands. And, because of you, the world sucks. Turned into a pile of shit. Basically let him have it. It was really cathartic, best moment of the whole series. But he's fucking tied up and he can't do anything. That's just frustrating. So he's still trying to, he can't kill him because he's all tied up. So that's what happens. Also, it kind of switches back and forth to the future. Back in the future, the people that they're wondering they're trying to research the history books to make sure that they got the history right, because everything's the same. They're like, did this work? He went back in time, but nothing's changed. Everything's the same. Did he get killed? They're wondering what really happened. So that's going on. At the end of the book, one of the guys he killed, the main character, when he first went back in time, he met some dude, killed him, took his outfit, and that's how he got on the ship. That guy's ghost comes back to him while he's all in the, chained up, and he sets him free. So the ghost sets him free. Kind of like The Shining, when the bartender, the ghostly bartender, lets Jack out of the pantry.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, that's the last panel. That's the last page. The ghost sort of unchaining him, unlocking his cuffs, and that's it. To be continued. I think we got two more issues in this run. Okay. So this was cool. This was finally like I said, he finally got to confront Columbus, and yeah, it's a bold statement. The reason why the world isn't the environment sucks and all that shit was because of colonization. The colonization of America is what led to the world's downfall. So yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5. This is so far been the best issue so far. Pretty
nice. Cool. Okay. All right. So next book I'm going to do. Well, last book I'm going to do after this one booked out. I'm going to do Avengers 64. That whole whatever the hell Jason Aaron is doing right now. That shit. This whole. That's not it. That's not it. That's it. Yeah, that big clusterfuck or whatever the hell is going on with that. So yeah, I don't even know what to say. All I know is that he just heard him wrap this shit up because I'm tired. Yeah, there you go. Like I said, all this shit just on there. I don't know what the hell's going on. I just know that I just read this because I just want to see where it ends. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So yeah. So let's just start off. I don't know if for where we left off, it's the multiverse of Massive Evil versus the multiverse of Avengers, and they're just having some big war going on right now. And yeah, so we basically going on. Tony Stark is narrating, and they've been fighting these people for 9 days straight. That's how long the fight's been going on. Just destroying shit left and right. And what you got here is Tony versus King Killmonger. He opens up his mask, and while opening his mask, you got Odin, Captain Marvel, and Thor just blast him in the face. Just blast King Killmonger in the face to try to take him out. He's like, well, they didn't do shit. You just get to see my pretty face, but I get to kill everybody here. And that's when he just goes to work on him, just knocks everybody out. And that's when Iron Fist is like, nope, you gave me an opening. And that's it. And she prays to Kunlun or whatever like that and just goes to fucking work. Just lays his ass out. Bam, bam, hits him in chest, face, body, blows, everything. And I think she beats him to death. I think. Either way, he's just lying in a pool of blood by himself. And everybody's like, huzzah. That's it. So apparently they're done fighting for the time period. But meanwhile, while Tony thinks about it done, he hears somebody call his name in the cave. He's like, hold up, I see what's going on in there. So he goes in there by himself, and then he sees the Iron Inquisitor, unmasked. So he sees that and he said the suit is empty. So he goes around and see who it is, and it's Howard Stark. So, like I said, Marvel heroes all have daddy issues, but this is the Howard Stark from the another multiverse. And he sold his soul to Mephisto. So that's why he's here. That's why he's part of Mephisto's war. And that's what he's like, yeah, I'm part of Mephisto's war. I'm trying to work off this debt for the rest of eternity. But here's the thing. You got all these people fighting for us, but like you got all these monsters fighting. You got Asgardians fighting. But shouldn't we be the ones fighting? And I'm not talking about humans. I'm talking about Stark. Like, think about it. We're at the beginning of the beginning of planet Earth. We can shape history however we want to. So we should do that right now. Like, Tony, all you got to do is just, give my hand and we can turn on Mephisto and we can do this shit. And that's when Tony just blasts him. You're like, that's the best you got? Join me, Luke, and we will take over the galaxy? Like, that's the best you're going to do with me? You're like, well, Mephisto thought it was a good try, but I always thought you was a moron, boy. He wanted me to try to turn you over to Mephisto's dark side, but I'm not letting you have it. So, and then he blasts him with an EMP, and his EMP actually shakes off all of Tony's armor. You're like, yeah, so the only way you're going to beat me, Tony, is hand to hand. You think you can take your old man? He's like, well, shit, let's go. So yeah, so now you got Stark versus Stark hand to hand. You know, meanwhile, all this other shit going on. I don't care about Red Skull and Venom, and but I do like Captain America dipping his shield in fire and beating Red Skull with it because the Venom symbiote is hurt by fire. So he does that. Um, and the Venom symbiote leaves him and goes to Baby Thanos. So now Baby Thanos becomes a Venom symbiote, and he's there fucking up shit. So, and that's when you got Stark versus Stark. They're beating the shit out of everybody, laying hands on him, and he was just like, and basically Tony is like all this shit that he has issues with his father. He's letting him have it while he's beating the shit out of him, and he's just like, look, I know this is gonna cost me whatever this therapy is gonna cost me. I'm gonna pay for every dollar of it, just so I can beat the shit out of my father. Meanwhile, while Phoenix is just getting the shit out beat out of her, but it turns out Phoenix isn't Phoenix. This Dark Phoenix has been Raven the whole time, but just been, I'm sorry, I'm not Raven, Mystique. It's been Mystique the whole time, but just been pretending to be but she does have Phoenix built into it. So she just said, yeah, she got out of here. So she turned into Iron Man for a split second and left out of there, So meanwhile, she goes to look for Dr. Doom, and Dr. Doom is just, he blasts the iron suit. And now after he beat the shit out of Howard Stark, he's like, look, why don't you, I bet you can't turn it on your old man. I bet you won't kill me. You're like, see, that's your problem. You evil dudes always thinking that if you kill somebody, it makes you the bigger man. I don't have to kill you because you're not a threat. But what I will do is take your hand. And he crushes his hands that way so he can't rebuild another Iron Man suit or Ironmonger suit or whatever the hell he's doing. He's like, so now you're no longer a threat. You got no hands, and you're going to sit in this cave, and you're going to just wait it out for the rest of your days while humanity passes you by, And then Tony just leaves, Meanwhile, Dr. Doom is overlooking the skyline, and Phoenix Mystique blasts him, just like, why don't you fight with us, Dr. Doom? And it turns out he was never there the whole time. He's actually somewhere else. And where he is on another planet. And that planet is called Planet Doom. To be continued. Yeah. So.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, pretty cool story. More Marvel heroes with daddy issues that you expect. So yeah. But yeah, I'm booked. I do kind of like it because honestly, I thought it was gonna be just a clusterfuck of everything like the last two issues was, but like how they centered it just around Tony. So this is one of the better books of this Jason Aaron run that's going on right now. So yeah,
that's cool.
Mm-hmm. So you got anything?
Yeah,
else?
I'm booked out.
You booked out? Okay, yeah. Eli, you know what next Friday is, right?
I do know what next Friday is.
I was wondering. I had to test you for a second. I was like,
oh yeah.
For those who don't know, yes, next week is Friday 13th. For those who can't keep up with it, all you need to know is that if the first lands on a Sunday, you're gonna get Friday 13th. That's all. That's the easy way to keep up with it. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So like I said, I don't know. Oh, I know what's gonna happen next week. The Last of Us. Eli, I know you're the horror guy, but I had to take point on this.
Yeah, go ahead. I never beat the game. I did play some of the game. I never beat it though.
Yeah. So this is my wheelhouse. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Well,
I may or may not watch it. I haven't decided if I'm going to watch it yet.
Okay, I'm gonna watch. You're gonna watch with a fine tooth comb. Got to watch all this shit. So yeah. So yeah, if you like listen to this long, if you like, share, subscribe. Appreciate everybody that's been looking. Our numbers have been up on YouTube, so like that. Like this one, share this one. Yeah, I'm looking at this one. We got some hits on this one too. So yeah, we'll jump in next week. We'll talk about last week. We'll talk about some more comments. We'll talk about some other stuff also. I don't know. We'll just have it goes. We only have 2 more weeks left on our Facebook page now. We're winding down time. So yeah.
It's been kind of nice. I'm like getting kind of used to it.
Yeah. We don't want to get too used to it, but yeah. But maybe that's why YouTube numbers are going up because people got nowhere else to check it out but YouTube. So yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.